Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm Maayan, and today I'm going to talk to you about the new dev teams, why AI and AI development needs more than just engineers. I'll start with this image. This is us, the core team here working on Gen AI agents and products at Taboola. After a very intensive hackathon style week where we developed new use cases for our agent Abby, we are a team collaborating between product, backend developers, front-end developers, and data science. And as you can see, we're a global team from Taiwan, LA, Tel Aviv, and Israel. And I'm part of this team. But let me first introduce myself. I'm Maayan. I live in Tel Aviv, which I really love, especially the weather. I'm a mother of two, and I'm married to my love Adar. And this is my happy place where I like to go and brainstorm and just breathe. At Taboola, I've been for over 8 years now. I'm leading the Creative Shop team, which is a global in-house kind of boutique agency working with our top advertisers to develop new creative strategies, deliver insights, educational materials, and boost their performance. Before that, I was leading accounts under account management, and I was an account director here. By the end of the session today, I hope to share a glimpse into why including non-developers in your AI development features is crucial, and share a glimpse into the learnings we have here at Taboola as a cross-functional team. I hope to share some practical tips and know-hows that will open your mind, and I hope you can embrace it. So let's dig in. I think it all comes down to being at the right place at the right time and with an open mind. So I have no dev background whatsoever. I have no idea how to write code or how to read code, but I was just there willing to play with it. So how it all started. Taking you back to and a bit years ago to November 2022, where GPT just exploded. Obviously the earlier models. I think I pretty fast understood the value it can bring to our team in the Creative Shop in developing copywriting really fast. So I started working and improving a prompt to write headlines and add copy. And I found it very productive and also fun. It was super cool to test and test again and see the results and see them actually working in real life with our advertisers. I also had some really great guidance from Aviv Sinai, our VP R&D at the time, who is now leading our generative AI efforts here at Taboola, who shared a lot of learnings on prompt engineering and how to approach that, as well as I just read a lot online. I went to a lot of different websites and tested many different versions of prompting to get the quality I wanted. Pretty fast after that, we started collaborating with a product team and the dev team to developing generative AI products for our creatives. We wanted to reach to a point where every single aspect of the ad of our advertisers can be generated with AI, from the visual to the headline and description. And we started building together a product. So I was actually part of the team from the get-go, writing up the prompts and testing again. And we got to a point where we have now image generation. We started with Stable Diffusion, and now we're using Flux that is in GA and ready for every advertiser to use, as well as headline ad copy that is based on OpenAI ChatGPT technology. And again, this is inclusive of a lot of work and collaboration between tech and non-tech. So taking all of our best practices and know-hows and putting them into the product and delivering impact to our users. And I think all of this experience led me to this conclusion. AI development isn't just technical, it's actually human. And I want to share with you some reasons why this is and what some learnings we have here at Taboola from developing these tools together. I think the first reason or the first lesson is you want to feel confident in the domain. So me coming from the creative shop, I was confident in the domain of creatives, and I was confident that I can bring value to the table. And I think also for developers, if you don't feel confident in the domain over the technicalities, but actually the quality of the generation, I urge you to collaborate with the domain expert within your organization. I think you can value quite a lot from gaining all this knowledge and know-how, some of them written, but most of them are verbal or like aggregated knowledge that you can really take and put into your prompting and developing of agents or other generative AI tools. The second learning is that psychology plays a role in how people trust and engage with AI. And let me share an example. Within our onboarding agent, Abby, we have a budget negotiation section. Obviously, our advertisers come in, they have a certain idea of a budget they want to use in their campaigns, and we want to guide them and help them towards a best practice budget that's according to their product and goals and KPIs. What we found out that negotiation has to do a lot with psychology, of course. And if we incorporate this psychology and understanding into the prompt, we get a better result in acceptance of our guidance and budget recommendations. So let's say you're a developer or non-developer, you have a lot of psychology understanding from just being a human, and you want to include that in your development. The third lesson or reason is that English is the new coding language. I know it's a buzzword and maybe most of you won't agree or some of you will, but you really, with just plain English and clear instructions, you can really do a lot with generative AI and develop agents and tools. In this case, we want to be very, very clear in our instruction and use all of our domain knowledge to just write up a prompt that makes an impact. It's not just about the quantity or the technicality or just making an end-to-end environment. You want to make it good and deliver impact to your users. So I think this is where non-developers feel more comfortable with, and they can really help you and develop your prompts a bit more. Another tip I want to share is that cross-functional collaboration, real collaboration, I believe is the future. Collaborating with our developers and learning phrases I didn't know about, like JSON, Python, semantic, pedantic, all of these words are very strange for me, really helped us deliver better results. I think it's very much real, and it's not just saying that. I think if we collaborate better, we can deliver better products. So collaborating with data scientists on developing test beds and really understand the impact and importance of the quality we deliver. And lastly, I think successful AI teams balance between the technicality and the human-centered design. I want to share an example. When we generate or we work on generation of visuals for our ads, we created a lot of testing and examples. And we got to a point where we had an established connection with Stable Diffusion, for example, and we had a decent enough prompts, but this was the generation. And coming from a more client-centric perspective or advertiser-centric as well as creative, I can share that this was not a good image in my eyes. It was too graphic. It wasn't authentic. At Taboola, we prefer more photography-style visuals, and we wanted to make it better. And this is where maybe working just as developers, you would say, okay, it's good enough. We're generating a visual. It abides to all of our policies. It's technically working and everything is fine. But I would say it's not good enough, and the adoption would be lower if we generate something that's more human, that's more authentic, that's more photography style. And this is where we are today. So we improved our prompting. We did a lot more testing. We then went ahead and improved and upgraded our models we're using. As I said, we're now using Flux, and we made it much better. Hence, the adoption was also very nice. which is great. So I think that, again, by collaborating and sharing all this information, being part of the room where decisions are made is very important to the success of these products. To wrap this quick talk today, I want to share a few other lessons I've learned that maybe are more personal than technical. First, AI is new to everyone, not just me or you. It's important to understand that it's a new field. Every day or every week we have new features, new models, new things coming up, and it's a revolution and it's moving really, really fast. So don't be afraid to just jump in. Not a lot of people know more than you, so just test it and try it. Second, key skills you have may help you thrive in AI projects. It can be psychology understanding, it can be process understanding, operation understanding, account management, creative, and any kind of other key skills. Also, as a developer, you have history and other skills you may have in your personal life. You definitely want to bring into your work when developing AI projects. Third, you can start contributing without coding. I think that's important. As I said, English is the new coding language, so everyone can just write up a prompt and get better at it and work with GPT, Claude, and Gemini, of course, and start developing better prompts without knowing a single line of code. Of course, there's also Lovable and Cursor where you can actually code using language, which is obviously very exciting for me and for others who have no idea how to do that. So definitely embrace that. I think the fourth lesson here is very important. You need to stay focused on the value. What's in it for the end user? Not just bring an agent to the world or to your product or company without delivering any impact that they can get elsewhere, or don't deliver any AI generated tools or products that are just not there yet or not delivering an impact or not improving results. You want to make it beneficial for your end user. So have them in mind. Think about them as your North Star when you're developing these products. And lastly, I think it's very important in this world to be agile more than ever before. When you are done with a project, you're not really done with it because the models keep upgrading and changing. There's new models, new things to work on, new softwares like Langfuse and others. And you want to be very agile and be ready to delete the previous prompt and start from scratch. You have to be ready to switch models and own it and test it again. I think that's a big difference with maybe other historic products where you can just like maintain them on the side. This one, it's never ending. You need to be always on top of that and be willing to just start from scratch if there's a new exciting model that comes up. I hope this was interesting for you, and I want to share and dare you to dream and dream big and bring your personality and bring your experience. If you're a non-dev, bring them into to your company and collaborate with your dev teams to bring in generative AI products, which are really, really exciting and can deliver a lot of impact and productivity fast to the field. I think it's really exciting and I urge you to do that. And I thank you for joining me today. I hope you found it interesting and see you later.